Welcome agents, today I want to go over all the confirmed weapons for the Division 2 so far, which include existing weapons from the Division and new weapons of course. If you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button right now, subscribe and turn on notifications below, and with that said, let's get into the video. I recently saw a Reddit post where someone was asking if there are any new weapons coming in the Division 2 that we know of so far, as they could only find existing ones, which made me think maybe you agents could do with a video like this. So the first weapon I want to show is a returning weapon, which I think we all know about, and that is the lightweight M4 assault rifle. Now I think it's safe to assume this weapon would be in the Division 2 at launch because it's a favourite among most agents. As you can see on screen, this lightweight M4 is a superior version, which has a base damage of 4.8k, an RPM of 850 and a magazine size of 30, just like the Division 1. The design of the weapon is identical to the Division, and I am sure it will be one of the strongest weapons in the Division 2, but I do hope they balance this weapon better so it doesn't become the only assault rifle to use at endgame. Now, if you wanted me to make a future video talking about all the other little bits on this image, i.e. the plus 19% health damage and damage drop-off graph, leave a like and comment below. Moving on now to the tactical SASG-12K, which is another weapon from the Division, which is very much like Marmite, which is a kind of UK food. You either love it or you hate it, and I'm on the hate it side, and you'll see why in a moment. Just like the Division, this shotgun has an RPM of 180 and a 7 mag with damage of 34.8k. The native shotgun talent is stagger as well, and as you can see here it says 95%. I just hope that stagger is balanced right out of the gate and we don't have a meta like the Division where the stagger was crazy and you couldn't fire back. I'm sure you guys will remember that. Now I can't remember what update that was, but that had to be one of the most frustrating metas we've had, along with the countless others that we've had as well of course. Next up has to be one of my favourite weapons from the Division, and that is the Vector 45 ACP. Who remembers when this was one of the best SMGs in the game, along with the AUG? The good old days, eh? Now this weapon has changed slightly. I say slightly, it's changed a lot for the Division 2, and I'm not sure if that's because it is an SBR variant or not. Now as you can see, this Vector has a 1.1k RPM, which is crazy high. It has a 25 mag and a base damage of 3.5k. Now the RPM is a significant change to the Division, where only the big Alejandro comes close with an RPM of 1k, so it's an extra 100 on top of that. Now just like the Vector we know and love, though it appears that SMGs have the same native crit chance talent in the Division 2. Moving on, and here we have a military MK46 LMG. The weapon, like the lightweight M4, is identical to the Division MK46. This weapon has an RPM of 550, 100 in the mag and a base damage of 6.6k. Now just like the Division, it appears the native LMG talent is again a percentage damage to targets out of cover. I really hope in the Division 2 they address the low rate of fire weapons, like this LMG and many other weapons. These weapons should have a significant increase in base damage to make up for the low RPM. With that said, these weapons tend to be much stronger in PvE, where the sustained damage of 100 in the mag is strong against high level, bullet spongy bosses. Last but not least, let's take a look at this image. Now this image was captured when an agent opened up his weapon tab during the assault on the down plane in the Division 2 demo. Let's start with a shotgun highlighted, the military M133 shotgun. Now this weapon is new to the Division 2, and it appears to be a low rate of fire, high damage pump shotgun like the M870. As you can see, the base damage is 38.6k, so roughly 4k more than the SASG and a magazine size of 5. At the top of the image you'll see an M1A CQB sniper rifle. Now we have the M1A in the Division, and the CQB part of this M1A just confirms this is a close quarter battle rifle, which is reflected in its high RPM of 300, high mag size of 30 but low damage of 26.4k. Again, this is very similar if not the same as the M1 variants we have now. Moving down the page, and we have the Marine Super 90 shotgun, which is ever so slightly different from the Division. It's the same weapon but different stats. Here the Super 90 has an RPM of 160, mag size of 8 and base damage of 31.6k, whereas in the Division, the Super 90 has an RPM of 150 and a magazine size of 8. An ever so slightly tweak on the RPM of this Super 90 We'll have to wait and see if this competes in the Division 2, unlike now, where I don't think I've seen anyone use this for a very long time. Lastly, we have the SOCOM MK20 SSR. Just like the Division, this weapon is identical. It has the same RPM of 275 and a magazine size of 20. Now, I'm sure there will be a ton more weapons that we don't know about, including legendary or exotic weapons, so I do hope they balance them all so 95% of the weapons don't become unusable due to a few overpowered ones, like the house for example. With that said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, subscribe below and turn on notifications if you enjoy daily Division videos and want to be notified every time I upload. Thanks for all your support as always, and until the next one, Epic out.